when you, sorry, I'm telling you guys open it, keep it on mute so that it does not echo for you guys, right? I'm just sharing the link. Achha, Tinky is still not, Tinky's joined, but she's not appearing.
No, she's appearing, but
is she there on the camera?
Yeah.
She's in the camera.
Okay, let me make myself.
I'm there, but it's going very low. I mean, you can hardly see me. I don't know why. So when it's full screen,
no,
then
I'm going to change the view.
I'm
changing the view now. I'm able to see.
I'm scared it will fall forward now if I
think, but otherwise it's fine. Yeah, but otherwise, what we had adjusted was good, not okay. But this is fine. Okay. Maybe one level lower if you feel.
Okay.
But otherwise, this is fine. This is good. I made Tinky also the co-host, right? Yeah. Okay. So only we will be able to unmute and mute ourselves. Let me pause the recording for now. Guys, remember to please tell me. Please remember to tell me I have to switch on the recording. Okay?
ये ना मेरा सेट नहीं हो रहा because I'm trying to adjust, but वो नहीं हो रहा adjust. क्या करूँ? Now see, it's not visible.
No, the earlier one was good. I think it's okay if it's going a little higher is better. This is fine. This is good. No?
Okay.
This is good. This is good. This is good.
So that's what you put up about
guys,
Roshni going underneath.
Sorry?
What you've written about Roshni, there is a picture in front of it. So only Monday to Saturday is visible.
For me, is it?
You are visible. And that little picture on top where I am now is visible. That free, confidential, emotional support is not.
Okay. No. Eventually,
Pinky doesn't have this background, I think so.
So
Pinky,
I can't.
The point is, I had gone to a house. Her Zoom is not supporting it here.
Oh.
Manmeet came and spent
older version there.
Tried to do it, but it didn't happen. So that's the problem.
True. Okay, I'm putting the YouTube link in that OCT. Okay, just see if it takes you guys here. I put it there. वो half an hour वाला reminder डाल दिया क्या?
That's the problem.
Meenakshi, you put it. Okay, thank you.
It is taking. It is taking.
Please put it on mute here. That YouTube, otherwise it'll let go.
No. I have logged off. Mute. It is taking. Can I just check my share screen if it is fine?
Yeah. Check that also and check also on the polls. Are you able to see or not?
Let me first check share screen. I'm just checking.
You don't have to share your screen. Why do you have to share your screen?
No, for this video.
Achha, the images. Yeah.
Initial video.
Play it also.
I'm playing it. Is it clear, visible?
Visible. Fine. Yeah.
Music is also fine, right? It's very subtle.
I can't hear the music.
Yeah, music we can't hear. I don't know what to do.
I can't hear the music.
Madhurima, can we do something about music?
So when you share it, it gives you an option. When you share it, right? It'll give you option share with music.
I did that. Share sound, I did it.
It's okay. Even if it does not come, that's fine. Achha, see this. This is what I was mentioning to you. It's basically a portrait image which you have made it landscape, and that's why a couple of images, the old text does not come. Right? That is what exactly I was telling. But then at this point, let's just go ahead. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is okay. Music is okay. Check on the polls here, please.
1 sec.
Don't make anybody enter at this point of time.
Yeah. I am just trying to open it.
Only one.
Yeah, I've got poll. Yeah. I have got final 1, final 2, and then AD 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So basically, you will do. Okay, Tinky, quickly for the question now. Do you have the question in mind?
Yeah, you sent me na. Pause 1 minute. Let me check it out. Yeah. So what you said is first question is.
You said the second question is fine. What about the first question now?
But you said it's not. You've written it as a final poll question. It's not the final poll question. It's the first poll question.
Okay.
So
I meant the same thing. Yeah.
So once I have spoken about emotional, I'm going to talk about what is emotional well-being. Okay. After that, I will say there is a poll question for the audience. Meenakshi, can Manmeet or Meenakshi, who's sharing it?
I am sharing it. Meenakshi is sharing it.
So let me change this here. So Meenakshi, could you please share this question? Shall I say it or you share it?
No, she will share it.
I'll share.
I won't say what it is.
Yes. Okay. Sounds good. So you'll tell both the questions, right? Poll question 1, and then later sometime you'll say.
Later, so this is after the first part, because after that I'm going to say how is it our emotional, what influences emotional well-being, what is it shaped by, right?
Perfect.
And the second question, let me see where that is. What signs of emotional stress do you see in yourself?
Right.
So one is, I first talk about it, like what is it that they feel when they're stressed?
Right.
Then I ask, or should I first ask them?
Tell me again, what will follow this, or let's say precede this?
So for example, one is I'll talk about, stress and is it good or bad, all of that. And then how do we know when we are stressed? Is my question to them.
Okay.
You can introspect. That time, should she ask the question? And because after that, I say the emotional aspect is this, and this is how it expresses in our behavior and in the physiological problems that we face. So
maybe come before, and then you can take the answers from there, and then
I'll talk about it. So at that point, when I say, how do we know when we are stressed?
Right.
Okay? Then I can say, Meenakshi, would you put out the poll question, please? Okay?
Right. Perfect. Sounds good. And see what will happen is, so Meenakshi, same thing. You'll put the question, that 30 for 40 seconds. They'll answer. You'll publish it. Once you publish it, let it be on the screen only for 10-15 seconds. Tinky will read the results and will say, oh, 50% of you believe this way. Okay, great. Give her that 10-15 seconds, and then you can pull it in. Right? Same thing for the image.
She going to mention the stats?
Or she's only going to publish. Only publish.
Oh,
You're going to read it. The answer also.
Okay, and it's on the screen where everybody can see.
Yes.
अब मेरे को maths करने को मत बोलना कि कितना percent.
No, it'll clearly say, let's say the options are there, right? It'll say 40% think it overthinking. 50% already there.
Okay.
So for you to say, oh, this is what my audience thinks, and then proceed something.
Okay.
So Meenakshi, the pictures who are going to be sharing, your Madhurima, I asked you, right?
Which one?
The 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You want me to share it? I'll just put it on my screen.
It's very simple, right? I've clearly
I just have to download and keep it on my screen. Give me a second. And when she wants me to share it is
Tinky
most
will
important.
tell very clearly when she starts covering stress thing. She will say,
Not when I start, in the midway. So my
question of OCT, right?
Okay, what you do, Tinky, go ahead, Tinky. Sorry.
So I'll tell you, when I will ask a question, I will say, I have a question for the audience. How do we know when we are stressed? So Meenakshi, could you put out the poll question, please?
Not for the poll. Poll is done. Poll we have taken care now. Now we are talking about the 5 images that you want us to show. right? The 5 images,
Okay,
1, 2,
are
3,
you
4, 5.
talking of that? Oh,
No,
okay. So that's
Manvi, where did you post? I'm sorry. Where did you post?
it is there in pause before हमारे group में ही है ना 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 where Tinky is also there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1 second.
Yeah, Tinky.
So
Yeah,
when
I've got them.
the second topic, when I finish with emotional well-being and I speak about what are the factors that influence our, affect emotional well-being, then I will say to introduce stress, I will not ask, I will just make a statement that the one thing that affects our emotional well-being or wellness is prolonged stress. Okay. Then I will ask what is stress and I will define it. When I talk about, and I will say stress is our response to the stressors.
Okay.
At that
Then
point,
you want me to play the first slide.
Yeah.
Then you put the first picture slide. Yeah.
Perfect.
Stressors and stress ka jo. You leave that on for about 15 seconds. And then I will say that the pressures from outside are the stressors. There could also be pressures from within us. Whether it's external or internal, they are all stressors. Okay. Once I've said that, then you put the arrow picture.
Yeah.
So what you can do,
And
Tinky,
I will
is
explain that, arrows represent the external stressors that are outside of us. I'll talk about that. So
you can
leave that.
always, Tinky, while talking also, you can always, let's say, can you put the second picture, please? And she'll put it on.
Okay.
So that even if it's a miss of the word, she can put it on.
Okay.
And it'll take her a couple of seconds, basically, to pull that off and then pull that on. So that few seconds.
No, I'm planning to put it in a PPT and then share it.
No, but then it's not so continuous. It's not so continuous because it's you should, we do not want you to keep it on.
Okay.
You have to pull it out.
Unless I'm talking about it.
Yes, exactly. So the second image ke baad, the third image maybe comes after some time, the threat or challenge. So when she will tell, only then you. So basically you're putting it for 15 seconds and then pulling it out. आप 15 सेकंड काउंट करके रखो टाइमर एंड जस्ट पुल इट डाउन. ठीक है?
Yeah, but I need to download and keep this open, I think so.
Not
how do I share the screen?
Share screen ना image अच्छा आपको share करके हाँ you're right, you have to keep it open. Good point. Download and keep it open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay. What we'll do,
I
guys,
need a couple of minutes for that.
You have time. It's 6:48, and the stress Tinky comes a little later, so you have time. Okay.
So I had thought, because there are 4, 5 aspects. The first one will be about 10, 12 minutes, and you have the poll question and all. After that, I'll get into stress. That will be about 15 minutes. Then I'll get into emotional, emotional resilience and all of. So I've tried to budget it. And the last bit about seeking support is about 10, 12 minutes.
Okay.
Because already at the beginning you've spoken about Roshni. I don't need to.
Yes, a little I have, but then you have maybe reiterating that point, right? Seeking help. Yeah. Okay. So, okay.
There are people waiting in the waiting room. I think so. We need to
wait. Maybe see, the point is, at this point, let's let them wait a little today. At this point,
enter before now.
So what we do is, I'm thinking Madhurima, Suchitra, maybe another, or Meenakshi, another few minutes. 6:55, we can put another message saying 5 minutes to go. Join now, something like that, right? Let's put it there because we want more people to be waiting. Okay. And at 7 o'clock, when people come in, we can give it a minute or 2 minutes, and then you can put in that video, Meenakshi.
Yeah.
Maybe 1-2 minutes before also we can admit them. 6:58.
Agreed. 6:58 we'll enter. You're right. 6:58 we'll start entering. Sound good.
After that, the next pick will be Meenakshi.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I ask the question, that after I've talked about what are our internal stressors, that are our own thoughts and all, how they stress us out. After that, I will ask. So I have another question for you. Faced with a difficult situation, how do you see it?
Okay. So this is the slide I'm showing them. I'm sharing the slide.
I will say that. I say some people may see it's viewed differently. Some may see it as a threat and another as a challenge. Then you
Is the
leave this
slide
slide.
share okay?
Yes. I leave this slide because I want them to see this as I talk about it. It's much easier to relate to, as you know. Okay. And what are the effects when you see it as a threat, and what are the effects if you see it as a challenge? Something like that. And again, I will ask, so I'll be going on asking a few questions like, is all stress bad? So yes, no, it's not. Only prolonged stress with no respite or support is. But some amount of stress is good, and we call that eustress because it motivates us.
You have to say stop sharing screen only, Meenakshi. You can't do.
No, I'm just checking which view is better, this one or the previous one.
This is better. This is better. Big.
Zoom. Yes. Covering the
zoom. Yeah.
This is better. No, the other one.
Yeah, I understood. The full screen one.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
So after, when I've spoken about this, then I will, you want me to mention, Manmeet, about, so some people are more, more driven to perform, more driven to achieve, and ambitious, sometimes even aggressive, so they will have more stress.
Just in a single line, like we thought.
Yeah, and then some are more amiable, very cooperative. They enjoy the task. They're not worrying about winning and losing, so they will be less stressed. बस इतना बोलना है, ठीक है? After this, I am again going to be asking a question, and that is when I will ask, how do we know when we are stressed? So how do we know? How do you know when you are stressed? At this point, Meenakshi, could you put out the poll question, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Meenakshi, याद रखना poll question क्या है और image कहाँ पे?
How do we know is the poll question?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And Tinky will call out very clearly saying, Meenakshi, can you put the poll question? So that.
Yes. So I will ask the question only, how do we know when we are stressed? Then you will put the poll question with all those options. There are 5 options given, right? Okay? And after you, whatever, 15, I don't know, 15 seconds maybe or 20, and then I will read out the results, right?
Right.
And then I will say, as some of you have mentioned, there is the emotional aspect, and there is the behavioral aspect, and how it affects us physically and physiologically. Okay? And then that round picture of stress.
Yes.
As I talk about the physiological and physical aspect, you can put the picture of the stress because all of those things are mentioned here. That's when you put the pic.
Right. Even if the picture takes a little time, that's okay. You can continue talking. It'll come.
It can come. I will not say anything.
Yeah.
Then I have another question. Then after this is over, I will say, okay, so now we need to just understand, should we ignore stress? Just live with it, hoping that it will go away one day? Or should we take steps to manage stress? Shall we make it a poll question?
I don't think we'll be able to make a poll question now.
So, okay.
आप चाहिए तो you can ask them to answer in chat. We can do that. See, a lot of times.
I will just ask them, and then I say you can put one word, put it down in chat briefly.
Yeah.
Meantime, I'll just share something, and then I'll talk about the coping methods that I've put down. And then I want to talk about unhealthy ways of coping with stress. Okay.
Okay, guys. Sorry, quickly.
In the 5 minutes to go, and in the group, let's put it there. And another 3 minutes, we'll go live. Okay. We have about 10
okay, now see 1 minute, Meenakshi. One picture that's most important than more
the
important.
Last one.
That is it. When I ask, how would you ideally want to be? We all want to feel good and do our best.
So this is the picture you want me to share, right? At the end of it, last one.
Yes. Yes. So once I say we all want to feel good and do our best, so let's just see this. Let's have a look at this picture. Okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay.
I think this is the last picture.
Okay. Great.
So I'm sharing the PPT video for another 1 minute. We are starting at 7.
You share
One.
it. Let 7:1, 7:2 you start. 3 minutes it will run. I'm hoping by then we get those 40, 50 people that we're thinking.
Yeah.
And 7:5 we begin, right?
So I'm
Otherwise,
right now sharing it and we'll allow people to come in, I think.
sharing it means they don't share now.
Share.
So you want to keep it on while they come?
Yeah, they don't have to see our faces, no, when they come.
They can. Why not?
Acha, then it's fine. If you want them to.
One thing I had made that awareness core mood and awareness slide, which we said you can give it as a takeaway for their own introspection.
That I think we need to.
May do it or you may not. I'm leaving it to you, but
Sure.
I've not put it here. It's at the end.
Sure, Tinky. Sounds good. Sounds good.
So just as a takeaway, I would, we are sharing this. Or do you want me to say it, or you can say?
No, I think we will send them with a thank you note. We'll possibly put it in a link and send it to them.
Best. Okay. So I will not talk about it. Okay?
Perfect. Sounds good. Hanji. Okay, all the best, all of you. All the best, Tinky.
Thank you,
all the best, all of you.
Tinky,
Another
you're
minute.
looking great. I
I
love
know.
your dress and combination, white and white. It's very vibrant. It's looking really nice.
Why don't we take one picture, Madhurima? We'll all smile. Take a click. Let's do. Yeah.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All of you are the backbone, okay? मैं तो खाली बोलने वाली हूँ.
Because of our leader, Manmeet.
We all together. Yeah.
It's a teamwork again.
Yeah. Madhurima, are we done with the picture?
Yeah. Take a picture, ma.
No, I not take the picture. I was waiting for you to take.
Okay.
Okay.
Manmeet, are you taking?
Okay, who's taking? Okay, then
I'll take.
Okay, I'll take. Come on, let's say cheese. Yeah. Okay, Madhurima, you moved. Let me try again. Okay, don't move, guys. One more time. Let's cheese. Yeah. Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All the best to everyone.
Let's open. Let's all be
Give me a minute. I'll just.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can open the window.
Now, can we admit it is 58?
Yes. Let's admit. Let's start. A very warm good evening to all of you. For all of you who joined on time, in time, really appreciate. We'll
Manmeet, you're on mute.
Thank you so much. I was speaking a lot. So let me repeat again. Good evening, all of you. Thank you so much for I'm on time. We'll start in another few minutes, 3-4 minutes maximum, because we see rapidly people are still joining in. So in another 3-4 minutes maximum, we'll start. Please stay put on. Thank you. We all have kept you on mute. Sorry, there are a lot of people who are joining in. We just want that everybody should have that equal experience, and nobody just should get disturbed because somebody's traveling and somebody's moving. So you will all be on mute. However, we all can listen to you through the chat. So please keep writing. We will exactly begin in 2 minutes from now and not later than that. So please stay on. Okay, a minute more to go. And before we begin, why don't we do a quick hello in chat? So all of you joining from different places. I understand some of you are also joining from outside India. So why don't we quickly say a hi in chat? We want to hear that you are there. You can say hi, hello, namaste. Everything is welcome. So put it in the chat. We love to hear you. And we'll begin exactly at 7:05. Thank you, Tripti, for beginning. And hi, hello, namaste, namaskaram. Everything is welcome. Thank you, Kiran. And we'll begin just in 30 seconds more. Radhika noted. Hi. Okay, so I guess it's time we begin. Maybe Meenakshi, you can stop sharing the screen. And yes, I think we shall begin now. Let me I see that we have a lot of people. It's 7:05, 5 minutes given to people who are still getting in. I guess it takes time. We understand absolutely. So quickly again, let me begin by saying a very warm good evening, a very warm welcome to all of you. Right? I think thank you so much for each one of you who've joined from different places. I would like to say good evening, and along with that, good afternoon and good morning as well, because I understand there are few people who've now joined from different zones, right? Different time zones is what I mean. Okay, Meenakshi, am I audible? Can you show a thumbs up quickly? Great. So yes, at this point, I see there are about 75 who joined on Zoom, and there are few who joined us on the YouTube live stream as well. So thank you so much for coming here. I understand that our audience today is wearing many hats, right? They are teachers, they are principals, they are guides, they are mentors, they are parents, and many other roles as well. So while today's session is a lot about what you can take in for yourselves, but I guess a lot about what you take in and then maybe give it further to so many lives that you influence. A quick introduction about myself. I am Manmeet. I am also wearing two different hats today. One, I am a volunteer with Roshni from the last 20 odd years. Yes, I've been there for long. And second, I am currently the director for Roshni. So that's my second role. That's the second hat that I wear for Roshni. A few words about Roshni quickly. Roshni was started 28 years back as a helpline that offers free, confidential, non-judgmental, emotional support to whoever that might need it. Anyone who's feeling a little burdened and wants to just unburden themselves, all they need to do is just pick up the phone and speak to us. There's always somebody there from morning 11 to 9, all days of the week, who is there to say, Roshni, may I help you? Along with the listening that we do, we also do a lot of outreaches. Outreaches in schools, colleges, corporates, and many other spaces. Some of you may have met a lot of us through those outreaches. So thank you for connecting us through that. Today's session is special because it's our attempt at focused online outreach program or online outreach program, right? An initiative which is absolutely the brainchild of our three very dynamic outreach team members, Suchitra, Meenakshi, and Madhurima, right? You will hear them as we proceed. They will be playing important role in today's session. So let's begin. Let me hand it over to Suchitra, who will begin. Let's keep learning. Let's keep evolving. Over to you, Suchitra.
Thank you, Manmeet.
Welcome.
A very warm good evening to everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Pause Before You Break. Before we begin the session, we would like to request everyone to help us maintain a smooth and seamless online experience. As we have a large number of participants joining today, we kindly request everyone to keep themselves on mute throughout the session to avoid disturbances. If you have any questions, thoughts, or reflection, please use the chat window. Our team will be actively going through the chat, taking note of your responses and questions. We will try to address the questions during Q&A session at the end. We also encourage everyone to stay engaged throughout the session. Keep participating, keep reflecting, and keep interacting through the chat window. And now it is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker. Today we are honored to have with us Mrs. Tinky Bharadwaj, a highly respected psychological counselor and corporate training consultant who has worked with IT companies in Hyderabad for over 13 years. She is a gold medalist in psychological counseling skills and has dedicated many years to emotional well-being and mental health awareness. Tinky has also served as a past director and senior volunteer with Roshni Helpline for 27 years. She is fondly known as the Wikipedia of Roshni because of her immense knowledge, long association, and deep understanding of the organization's work and values. She is also a founder member of Break the Silence, a citizens' initiative working towards child safety and awareness. Welcome, Tinky, and thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be the speaker for today's webinar. The topic she will be presenting today is Pause Before You Break. With her vast experience, compassion, and commitment to mental health advocacy, we are truly grateful to have her with us today. Over to you, Tinky.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Suchitra, for your very kind words. And it's so heartwarming to see so many of you here today showing an interest in emotional well-being, because that is definitely the foundation of a happy, fulfilling life. So without much ado, I will dive straight into the session. Before we talk about emotional well-being, let us understand what is well-being. Well-being is an overall state of health, happiness, life satisfaction. There are 7 pillars of well-being. So there's the physical aspect, intellectual, the environmental, when the environment at work, neighborhood, office, everything is congenial, vocational, relating to our work, the social environment, our relationships, emotional, of course, and spiritual. Spiritual as in the belief that there is a greater power and everything is not really in our control. And today, as you all know, our focus is going to be on emotional well-being. So I'll mention a few things. What does emotional well-being actually entail? Firstly, it is about how a person thinks and feels about themselves and their life. It is the emotional quality of our everyday experiences, joy, contentment, and peace. But it is not just the absence of negative emotions or negative experience. So it's a positive thing. Also, emotional stability. That is our ability to understand, to manage, and to express our emotions constructively. We all feel a mix of emotions. The thing is not getting overwhelmed by our emotions. So it's a state of balance within oneself and also between us and our environment. Being resilient is a very important aspect of emotional well-being, because life is all about change. Nothing is permanent, nothing is static. Life is dynamic. Our ability to navigate life's challenges, changes, and adversities effectively, and to be able to bounce back either from stress, adversity, or trauma, that is a very important aspect. But there are times when, things happen and our emotions can be so overwhelming that we are just unable to either process them or to cope with them. So knowing our limits is important, and recognizing that it's okay to seek support. We don't have to cope alone. But only thing is, why don't we share our feelings? When we are asked, we generally, whatever may be going on, we are so quick to say, all good, we are fine. And if you remember, Deepika Padukone says, "Dobara pucho." Saying "I'm fine" doesn't really mean that the person is fine. Why we don't share is because it makes us vulnerable. We are exposing our inner thoughts and feelings. It puts us in a weak position. So we feel reluctant. Also, to some extent, the facade of perfection that, some people do like to project, everything is okay, everything is hunky-dory, there's no problem, my life is smooth. People don't like to share the reality. So there are 2 aspects to everyone, to all of us. One is who we truly are and what we are going through. And the other is how we project ourselves to the world and how we show what our life is like. And if both of these are aligned, then it's an integrated personality. We're not having to put on an act. But if there is a large gap between truth and what we project, then that can cause a lot of stress, definitely. Uh, Another factor in emotional well being is being able to function positively. I will repeat that: function positively, not perfectly, because this idea of perfection can sometimes cause a lot of stress. So, experiencing life satisfaction, a sense of purpose, engaging in life's function, activities. So, it's not being on autopilot where we are emotionally disengaged, there's no enthusiasm, there's no drive, no interest, no motivation. Sometimes it's because somebody has become numb due to a trauma. That is not functioning positively. You're just functioning then. Also, being open to new experiences for personal growth. And this means we need to get out of our comfort zone. We like being where we are comfortable, where it's easy, there's no challenge. But then there is no growth either. Enjoying meaningful relationships. That is not quantity, not how many, but the quality. What is the kind of relationship? So, is it nurturing and nourishing, supporting, trustworthy, where I feel safe to be, to talk, to share? I enjoy being in this, company, in this relationship, and there is a feel good factor, and that contributes to a large extent to our emotional well-being. Also, we all go through challenges, adverse situations, and circumstances, but still being able to maintain our self-worth, our positive self-image, and above all, self-acceptance. Not blaming ourselves or thinking I'm a victim or poor me or why me. No. Uh, Acceptance means being aware of our strengths and our failings, whatever our shortcomings or weaknesses are, because none of us is perfect. We don't need to beat ourselves up for our failings, but nor should we bask in them by saying, see, this is who I am, take it or leave it. So it's like denial, rationalizing, and saying, I'm okay being this way. So with that, sometimes that can become an obstacle to our how we function, productivity, how we relate to others, and that can, of course, then become a cause for stress. I would like to mention one thing here specifically. Emotional well-being does not mean that one is always happy, unruffled, unaffected by all that is happening in our lives. Sadness is a part of the human condition. Nobody can actually run away from that. Buddha had encapsulated this very beautifully. He says there are two arrows. The first arrow is what the world throws at us. This first arrow represents the unavoidable physical and emotional pains of life. It could be an illness or failure or loss or hurt or uh, so many things, insecurities. It is just a part of being human. We can't control it. It's not in our lives. The world is not here to make us happy, and we keep throwing various things at us. The second arrow represents our mental reaction to the first arrow. This is the self-inflicted, remember, self-inflicted suffering, anger, anxiety, and overthinking that comes from wishing things were different. And this is what determines if we experience the sadness or if we suffer because of the sadness. We all have to endure certain things in life. We all know that. That's been our experience. Sehna to hai, there's a very nice saying in Hindi. Sehna to padega, हंस के सहो या रो के सहो, वो तुम्हारी मर्जी, वो तुम्हारे हाथ में. So to sum this up, the level of our emotional well-being determines the quality of our life. And so we want a healthy, happy, meaningful life, then being emotional wellness is extremely important. So now I have a Meenakshi, would you put out the poll question, please, for the audience?
Thank you, Tinky. I'd surely put out the poll question here. I want everyone to participate in it, please. Good evening, all the audience, lovely audience. Here is the poll question for you. I would like to read it for you. What are the factors that can affect emotional well-being? There are 4 responses. Kindly participate. It is fun to participate in it. I see one of them have already participated. I want the others also to participate. And as Tinky said, we would understand our emotional factors, what affect our well-being. So let's look at it if it is biological, psychological, social, or lifestyle habits. So would request you to participate in this. And Tinky, I'll be sharing the result with you within a minute.
Sure, thanks.
There are a lot of responses coming in. There's already 50% of them have done it. Let's give a couple of seconds for the others to participate. Lovely. I like the audience. They are very interactive. They're participating. That's so nice. Let's see the responses. I know it's a weekend. You must be traveling. You must be having other things, but still you're here. Really appreciate it. And look at the participant level. Another few seconds, please, if you could participate. Okay. Thank you so much for participating in this poll. Tinky, I'm sharing the results with you.
Sure.
Are you able to see the results, Tinky?
No, I can't. Sorry. Nothing visible.
Manmeet, could you kindly help us? I have shared the results.
Yeah, I'll share. I'll read out the result, Tinky, for you. It says
Okay,
they're saying
fine.
about 14% have said it is psychological factors. About 8% says social environment. About 2% have said lifestyle habits, and about the 76% have said all of the above. Yes.
Okay. So that's
Thank
great.
You. Thank you, Manmeet.
So I can't see. There's no screen here, right? By the way.
Okay, I think you've also gone off camera, Tinky. You need to quickly check once. I guess you need to come back to the Zoom
Shall
window.
I rejoin?
You can do that. I think that'll be good. I think, Meenakshi, why don't we have a fun question? The AD. Okay, Tinky's come. Tinky, you're here.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fine. Thank you. Sorry about that glitch. So that's great. All of you who have said that it is a combination of all are absolutely on the right track. It is actually shaped, our emotional well being is shaped by a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors and our lifestyle habits. So I'll just get into this in a little detail. Biological means one is the genetics. So it's not that there is a gene, but there may be a predisposition to certain conditions like anxiety or depression. Sometimes it can run in families also. Brain chemistry, the balance of neurotransmitters, these are the chemical messengers in the brain that directly impacts our mood. Like we all, I think everybody would have heard, serotonin is a mood stabilizer. It promotes a feeling of well-being. Dopamine it drives us, it motivates us, the pleasure, the focus. Endorphins are the body's natural painkillers, which help to reduce stress levels. When any of these is depleted, then we start feeling stressed, and it can affect our mood and how we behave and affect our emotional well-being. Physical health also, we know there is a mind-body connection. So either it's chronic illness, pain. Meenakshi, I think, could you remove the slides, please, till I request? Or hormonal changes, anything can affect our emotional states. Psychological is one is, of course, trauma and past experiences in childhood. There could be abuse or prolonged exposure to high stress, and that can make a person, moody or irritable, or maybe sometimes even angry. And it includes our coping mechanisms, our ability to process our emotions, to manage our negative thought patterns, to handle uncertainty, to solve problems in the best way possible at that point of time. There is no perfect solution always. And all of these things help to build resilience. Social factors, as some of you mentioned, absolutely. Relationships, strong support systems, good family dynamics, all of these foster emotional stability. Also, the socio-economic status, when basic needs are met, there is financial security, access to good quality education, healthcare, housing. All of these means there are fewer stressors, so there is better emotional well-being, and of course, a fulfilling career, safe neighborhoods. Sense of belonging is very, very important at any age, whether it's children, adolescents, adults, or even the elderly. Lifestyle habits, I think all of us know there are three important factors. One is proper sleep, one is a nutritious diet, and proper physical activity. One other thing is being mindful. Mindful as in when we are focused in the present, we are not worrying about or regretting about what happened in the past, sad memories, or constantly worrying and being anxious of what could happen in the future, what if. We're out of that. So when we are present focused, it's like being in the zone. I think those of you who are cricket fans will be watching the IPL, and we can see how totally focused they are when they are, whether they are bowling or whether they are batting or whether they are. It's absolutely it's called being in the zone, in the flow. Then nothing else disturbs, nothing distracts you. And that moment is extremely fulfilling. You feel at your best, kind of. So now that we've spoken so much about emotional well-being, uh, the one thing that affects our emotional well-being is prolonged stress. Now, so let's understand what is stress. We often say, "Na, you are the reason for my stress. Don't stress me out." We keep on blaming and passing the buck to others. Stress is a state of mind. It's what I feel in my mind. It's a mind-body reaction to a situation or circumstances or to certain incidents. It's an external pressure which I feel threatened by. It could be a physical stressor or emotional or social. Meenakshi, could we have that pic, please? So we have stressors and there is stress. Stressors is the pressures that are put from outside. They could also be internal. I'll come to that. And what is stress? It is our response to those stressors. For example, we all know that sometimes people break traffic rules and they don't follow, and some of us while driving do get stressed out. So that is a stressor. Okay, but there are many who don't get stressed out. They just take it in their stride. So external stressors are outside of us. Can we have the second pic, Nakshi, please? So here we have this pic of this poor man holding his head, and there are arrows coming at him from all sides. So remember, the arrows are what the world throws at us. They represent the external stressors outside of us. It could be family, relationship problems, financial issues, conflicts at work, academics, deadlines, which I think has become a common word in today's corporate life. Often a mismatch between our knowledge and abilities and the work demands and pressures. And it's not as if only one arrow is shot at us at a time. Sometimes we are many arrows, there are many stressors from all sides simultaneously. And so we kind of feel, oh my God, what do I do? How do I handle all this? Along with this, there are also internal stressors. These are our own thoughts and emotions. And where do these come from? Perceptions. When we see something, we observe something, there is an interaction and engagement. Are we interpret what we see and hear according to our beliefs. And that gives rise to us certain thoughts and certain emotions. And those emotions could either, the thoughts could make us feel either low or, a victim or victimized or helpless or inadequate. Or on the other hand, very positive and enthused. If somebody's put down, they may say, I'm no good, let it be. I don't even think I can try. Another person can say, okay, if that's what you think, I'll show you. And I'm going to prove that I can do it. So again, it's in the mind of the person. Okay. The trigger was the same. The stressor was the same. And this will affect our behavior. And again, our thoughts and then our attitude. And attitude is how we relate to and engage with others. Internal stressors are not only our thoughts and emotions and our perceptions, it's also, I think, just think about it. As I mention each one, quickly think, does this apply to me? So, for example, unfulfilled expectations from ourselves and others. We set the standard so high that we say, if I don't reach that, I'm no good. Others may do the same for us. A hurt ego because of comments or criticism or, nasty remarks somebody passes and how we are treated. Pessimism and negative self-talk. I'm like this only. I can never get any better. Everyone says I'm no good. Obviously, I must be no good. So these kind of thoughts will release certain emotions and they will again reinforce the thoughts, affect our behavior. Rigid thinking is one of the biggest problems, all or nothing, white or black. So on the spectrum, it's either everything is really good or everything is really bad. But life is always in shades of gray. Situations are always in shades of gray. Sometimes unpleasant memories of the past can also trigger a lot of stress because those things have happened. We were very sad, hurt, upset when they happened. But every time we think about it, what are we doing? We are reliving the memories. So then we re-experience the same pain that we may have felt maybe 20 years, 15 years, 10 years, 3 days ago. So that will definitely affect our emotional well-being. An important point here that stress, when we don't feel stressed, rarely, I would say, rarely feel stressed when we are in the present, being in the flow, absolutely absorbed and focused on the task at hand. You think of anything that you like doing, enjoy doing, or what that you need to do. And you're so engrossed and immersed that nothing really distracts and disturbs you. And the most important thing, that it is always due to the perception of the mind. And is perception the truth? It is not. Perception is how I see something, but how you see the same thing is different. So when two things are different, then they cannot be the truth. As William Shakespeare famously said, nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So whether an event is a blessing or a curse, whether it's an opportunity or a challenge or a threat, it depends on how we perceive it and the narrative that we attach to it. So it's all here. So we need to, think about how am I perceiving what's happening. So I have a question for you now. When you are faced with a difficult situation, how do you see it? People see things different. The same situation is viewed differently. Do you see it as a threat, a difficult situation? Do you see it as a threat or do you see it as a challenge? I would like you to just introspect. Can we have the pic, Meenakshi? So when we see it, when we are faced with the situation, the first thing is it a stressor? You know, is it going to trigger kind of a feeling of being stressed out? If I think no, it's not, then I won't be stressed. Okay, fine, I'll handle it, I'll deal with it, or it's not important, it doesn't really affect me, I'm not bothered. But if I see it as a stressor, yes, then I will ask myself, can I handle this or not? If I say no, it's beyond me, I cannot handle it. Why? Because I don't know what to do. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the skills. I don't have the ability. I don't like confrontation. I don't like conflicts. I can't handle it. It's a threat, and therefore I feel stress. But when I look at it and say, can I handle it? Yeah, I'll give it my best shot. That's the best I can do. It's a challenge, but it's all right. I learned something from it. So let me try my best. In that case, I will not be stressed. So here, once again, when I see the stressor as a challenge, I am not stressed. There is no effect on my mind and body. I don't have the perfect solution, but it is the best solution at that point in time. Given my knowledge, my resources, my skills and ability and time, etc. So when we see it as a challenge and we're not stressed, then what happens? The mind can think calmly, clearly, logically. We can analyze, we can decide, we can make our choices, we can implement and put it into action. Also, there is, we feel enthusiastic, we feel energetic, positive, hopeful that I'm sure it's going to turn out okay. And even if it doesn't, I did my best, and that's what finally matters. Also, physically, the body is calm, there is blood pressure is normal, there's no, racing heart and sweaty palms and things like that, nothing. There is slow, calm breathing, which is the best thing for our emotional well-being. So eventually, remember, the stress is always in the mind of the person who's feeling stressed. It is not in the situation. So just a point to ponder for everybody. Think of any challenging situation that you may have faced recently. How can you reframe that in a way that it does not stress you? You can do it at your own leisure. It's not necessary. One other question, is all stress bad? Prolonged stress with no respite and no support, yes, it will affect us. It will affect our emotional well-being and other aspects also. But some amount of stress is good. It's called eustress. And why is it good? Because it is what drives us. It motivates us to get up and get going. I think we can all recall when we were kids and wanted to sleep a little bit more, and moms would come and say, come on, get up and get going. So who was the stressor? Mom gives me so much stress. She doesn't let me sleep when I want to. Okay. So that is that little push only, so that we get down to doing what needs to be done. There is one other aspect. We all have different personalities. Some people, and I'm not saying any of them is bad. It's just how we are. It's how we are made up. Some people are more competitive, they're achievement driven, very ambitious. They look for win-lose situations. I'm right, you are wrong. Not what is right, what is wrong. It's about me. Ego is very strong. And for them, power, position, visibility, they can often become aggressive also. And therefore, are more likely to have higher stress levels. Whereas others are more amiable, cooperative, they enjoy the task. They don't worry so much about winning or losing. They are more relaxed, confident, composed. So there is a better performance and lower stress levels. The other day, I was watching an IPL match where Suryavanshi was, as usual, playing brilliantly. And at the end, he was asked by the interviewer that, what did your coach tell you before you came for batting? He said he told me only one thing: just play the way you play in the training coaching sessions, in your practice sessions. Enjoy the game and don't keep worrying about the result. So he says, that's exactly what I did. Of course, we all saw, those who saw, he was so disappointed when twice he was out at about 96, just short of his century. But that's all right. It's okay. So, does anyone here feel that I have never been stressed? Do you think that's possible, that nobody's ever stressed? So, okay, how do you know? If we think, yeah, everyone has been stressed at some point, how do you know when you're stressed? Meenakshi, could you put out the poll question, please?
Yeah, thank you, Tinky. I'll surely share the poll question. Just give me a second. Here's the second poll question. Would request you to kindly respond. I would like to read it for you. Which signs of emotional stress do you notice mostly in yourself?
Excuse me?
Yeah, Pinky.
This is the one, red, yes.
This is the one, yes.
Yes.
It's overthinking, irritation or anger, low motivation, difficulty in sleeping, feeling emotionally exhausted, or lack of concentration. What do you think is the response for this? And I see there are quite a few responding to it, and would love if all the others respond. I know you all are very interactive audience and doing a great job. Thank you so much for that. We really appreciate it. That's a very nice response. That's good. So we know there are a lot of things, which are happening in our life according to our emotional stress. So would like to understand what is your response to this. I'm sorry, Madhurima, I think so it's shown. Okay, I'm ending the poll here. Thank you so much for your responses. Again, if Tinky, could you see the results?
No, again, there's a blank screen.
Again,
sorry.
there's a blank. Okay, let me read out the results. The result says for the question, which says signs of emotional stress do you notice in yourself the most? Overthinking is 59% of people think. Irritation and anger is 8%. Low motivation, no one believes in it. Difficulty in sleeping, yes, that is 4%. Feeling emotionally exhausted is 18%. And lack of concentration is 10%. So a lot of them believe that 59% believe that overthinking is the most important factor. Over to you, Tinky. Thank you so much.
Thanks, but again, the screen is blank, so I don't know what's happening.
You have to join in again, I think. So,
Oh, okay.
sorry for that.
No, I think you're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Am I
you.
back? Yeah, okay.
You're back.
Fine, thanks. Okay, so that's great. It shows that how well, we really, when we think about it, we are pretty aware of what is happening within us that is disturbing our emotional well-being. And so the emotional aspect, you know, uh, there could be mood swings. I don't know if anybody feels that way. There's irritability, somebody mentioned. Sometimes short temper, you're on a short fuse, quick to bite back and react very quickly. Uh, Also disorientation, confusion, because there's so many conflicting thoughts going on that one is actually not able to figure out, what is the thing and what is to be done. And also emotions like anxiety or grief, fear, guilt, and all of these can make us feel threatened. And when we feel threatened, we can get agitated. Sometimes there are panic attacks for some people. And of course, we feel stressed. And these emotional, mood swings and whatever, they can express in behaviors like, as most of you have said, thinking too much, overthinking. We keep thinking about things, and I'm going to come back to that in detail a little later. Also, being preoccupied, withdrawn, quiet, inattentive. So, those of you who have maybe teenage kids will often ask, "What happened? Why are you so quiet?" No, no, nothing. I'm fine. They are processing whatever's going on. There are changes. There are things happening in school. They're not willing to talk about it, but it's playing on the mind, and there is some amount of stress because of that. Sometimes overthinking, they think too much. Why did it happen? Is there something wrong with me? It can happen to all of us. It could also lead to emotional outbursts or aggressive behavior, banging the doors, answering back, sometimes sulking, even. I'm talking about not only adolescents, we can have that in other relationships too. And physically, as some of you mentioned, difficulty in sleeping. And sometimes there are physiological problems like inexplicable aches and pains, feel run down, lethargic, exhausted. I haven't done anything, but I'm just feeling so tired. That so tired is actually mentally exhausted, and that tells on the body also. And some people get cluster headaches, and they are really unbearable. And all of this contributes to reduced immunity. So, you see this pick on stress, it talks about all of this only. Now, I have another question for you. Very important. Please introspect. Should we just ignore stress? Because stress is never permanent. Thoughts and feelings are not permanent, they come and go. Situations change, circumstances change, people change, relationships change. So does stress. It'll come and then it'll go away. So, should we live with stress, hoping that one day it will go away on its own? Or should we take steps to manage the stress? Please introspect. You can also put it in the chat, ignore or manage, whichever one you like. One word is enough. Now, I would like to share here that though most of us may not be consciously aware, we are using one or more of 3 or 4 coping methods. One is when we don't have the knowledge, we don't have the expertise, we don't want confrontation, we don't like conflict, then what do? We withdraw. It's a very stressful situation. I can't deal with it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what will be the consequence if I try something. So I will postpone the action. I'll see later, another time. Or I will refuse to face the problem even. No, there's no problem. Okay. These things happen. It's okay. And so what we do, we just allow things to keep building up. Another thing that so first, of course, is that we withdraw, we ignore. Another thing is internalizing. This is what a lot of you said, overthinking. We keep thinking about it. We think of various alternatives. We think of why is it happening? How could it have happened? Why it shouldn't have happened? How should it have been? Anything. There are so many thoughts. And there is no resolution, nor do we reach out for help. Sometimes people feel, no, at least this I should do for myself. Why should I ask others? Surely I can manage. Sometimes we go wrong in that. Another thing, another way of coping is emotional. When it builds up to a point like a volcano erupts, like the pressure cooker blows a whistle, enough now, the pressure has built up. There are emotional outbursts. You've reached a boiling point, and any small trigger will bring forth that emotional outburst. And one other thing which some of us may not even be aware is over controlling. So because we are not able to deal with the main trigger, the main stressor to resolve the issue, to focus on what is causing the stress, what we do is we try to resolve every small issue. We take up little things which are inconsequential. They are neither urgent nor important nor a priority. They don't even warrant attention, and some of them may not even have happened. But because when we focus our mind on that, see, the mind can think of only one thing at a time. You can't think of many things. So when the mind is focused on that which is inconsequential, it's not so stressful. And we actually solve it and feel so good. See, I managed it so well. So I start feeling good. But what I have not realized is I'm only diverting my mind from the main issue. And when I have finished over controlling and done everything else and I sit down, that is still there at the back of my mind. So then I will take up some other activity and do something else, but the main issue is never resolved and it's just allowed to pile up. Another way that in which we resolve, in which we deal with stress, uh, it depends on, our personality type. Like some people are more feeling people, emotional. Some are more thinking. They need to analyze and question and then, discern and things like that. Others are more action oriented. They want to immediately do something. For them, that is important. Those who are more thinking oriented, they will see the situation, they will see the stressor, what is it that is causing, they will appraise the situation, think of alternatives and modify their thinking. Okay, this is not going to happen, let it be. Let me think of some other thing. What else can work? Sometimes, that's part of, when they say, let's do a brainstorming session where you put down everything that comes to your mind. It may not even be related, but you never know where you will get the answer from. Action oriented people will focus on solving the problem. They want to take action to eliminate the source of stress. But you can't always eliminate a stressor. I can't change the traffic in Hyderabad. I cannot change the way my boss behaves towards me or with the team. So what will I do? I will take some action. Then I will start thinking, okay, since I can't change him, can I see this differently? Can I perceive it differently? Can I think of an alternative way of when I interact with him? How else can I do it? Emotion oriented people get very easily affected. They are very upset, easily hurt. They can get into a victim mode. Why me? Why is this happening to me? I've never hurt anybody in my life. I've always done the right thing. And they get so emotionally charged. That is when they need to talk to someone. Because if they can vent it out, they just talk it out. When the emotions dissipate, the mind becomes clear and then it is capable of logical thinking, taking the right decision, and then maybe taking action. And so that is why we say at Roshni, we give emotional support. So when somebody calls us, they're feeling emotionally overwhelmed, they're confused, they're disoriented, they don't know what to do, they're very upset, very sad. So when they talk and talk and talk, and we listen to them with compassion and understanding, we are so relieved that somebody gave them the time and the space to ventilate in confidence. After that, they themselves will always ask, so ma'am, sir, now can you tell me how I should deal with this? They themselves come down to the logic part of it. Of course, that's a different process. I won't get into that right now. But so these are the three ways all of us are emotional and thinking and action. But there's always a little predominance of one particular thing. People are different, and different doesn't mean that they are wrong. They're just different. That's how they are. That's the makeup of the person.
Thinking 5 minutes more. We are at 10:55. So just
Okay. So there are, unhealthy ways also of coping with stress. We all know procrastinating. We rationalize our self-talk. It's okay, doesn't matter. We find excuses. Sometimes we zone out. Long hours of TV viewing, scrolling, social media, anything. Also staying aloof. But to change, we need to remember. First, we'll always say no. Then we'll say, let me think about it. Okay, now I'm actually planning. And then I put the strategies into place. And then I know. And I start actually managing my stress. Okay, so how do we want to? One thing I want to say, unabated stress can lead to depression, and unabated depression can lead to suicidal thoughts. Depression is the #1 risk factor for suicide. So let's just deal with the basic, you get a hurt, you put a band-aid and you're done. You don't wait for the wound to become deep and fester and need a much deeper intervention. Now, how do we ideally want to be? We want to feel good and we want to do our best, to do well. Okay. So let's have that picture now. Meenakshi. So there are 5 levels of human performance. Here, so this is now the link between stress and performance. When we are inactive and bored, we are really bored. There's nothing to push us, no motivation. So there is no stress. But then we don't do anything. But as there is some motivation, stress, then we kind of get up and get going. We get focused, we are motivated, it's healthy stress, and we can perform at our best at the level. But remember, that peak is a peak, it's not a plateau. So how long can you stay at the peak? There could come a time when you feel tired, exhausted, you may panic, there may be anxiety, till we reach a point where there is burnout and sometimes even a breakdown. At peak performance, we are energized, enthusiastic. Balance means we're just about doing okay. Strain means we are managing, but pushing ourselves. No, I must do it. I have to do it. One more hour, one more day. Burnout is I'm barely functional, exhausted, can't concentrate. Breakdown is I become numb. I stop functioning emotionally. I'm overwhelmed. Now, what is emotional overwhelm? When our feelings are so intense that we cannot process them, we cannot make sense of them, we cannot express them in a constructive way, we are so consumed by them that it becomes a challenge. We can't think logically. We react disproportionately to even simple, insignificant situations. And sometimes we reach a point where we feel frozen, numb. It's like being in a shutdown mode. And this happens when, there is an emotional center in the brain called the amygdala and the logical center, the rational brain, the prefrontal cortex. So when the emotional brain takes over, the thinking brain stops functioning. And we cannot process our thoughts, emotions, or the stimuli. And this can be triggered either by a single major event, a trauma or loss, or by many small stressors over a period of time. The result is that there is a stress called a stress hormone, cortisol, which surges through the body. That's like a built-in alarm system which directs the organs and tissues to put you into survival mode because you're feeling threatened. When you feel threatened, you'll do everything possible to survive, fight or flight syndrome, we all know. And when the serotonin, which is the feel-good chemical, is depleted, then we are overcome by feelings of overwhelmed, despair, worry, anxiety, doubt, helplessness, sometimes even crying and emotional outbursts. So what are the core, Manmeet, I'll need 5 minutes. Some core strategies I'll just mention. First of all, please know what your stressors are. Identify them. If you can set them aside, great. Otherwise, we need to modify. We have to change. Prioritize self-care that I've mentioned already. Being present-oriented, grounded, not past or future. Maintaining social connections is extremely important. In fact, they say now, because dementia is on the rise, that it is the #1 factor in staying emotionally healthy even as we age. Reframe your negative thinking patterns. Okay? And when feelings arise, remember a feeling is not permanent. So there is a beginning, a middle, and an end. It will go away. What do? We don't suppress it. We don't resist it. We don't fight it. Just ride the feeling, ride that wave of feeling, and then try to, there's a very nice thing, just name it to tame it. So don't say, I don't know, something's wrong. Just say, what am I really feeling? I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling afraid. I'm feeling angry. The minute you name it, you move from emotional overwhelm to thinking about the feeling. And then you can slowly, okay, logically decide. And you can actually choose, not spontaneously, instinctively react, but then choose to respond in a constructive way, and always small actionable steps. So we break up a big problem into smaller steps. Deal with the easier first, but don't ignore the difficult, because that will always remain a cause of stress. And take advice if necessary. Uh, don't let them pile up. Handle each problem as it arises. And most important, seek help when you can't cope alone. Openly sharing what's on our minds in a safe environment with a trusted person who will listen with understanding and compassion, not giving unsolicited advice or instant solutions or judging or blaming or criticizing. This can be really healing, and we feel very supported. Problem may not have gone, but just feeling understood is venting is very important. And this is exactly the service that Roshni provides, which Manmeet had mentioned right at the beginning. So I just give you one takeaway from this whole session. Remember it as the 5 C's of emotional well-being: connection with people and yourself, compassion for yourself too, coping, not unhealthy ways, care for yourself, and the courage. Courage for what? To change our perceptions and not be bound by outdated and unhelpful beliefs. Acknowledge what you're feeling. We never say don't acknowledge. Feel the emotion, ride the wave of the emotion, and then gently let it go, because it's not going to be permanent. We all know you're really happy, you get some sad news, feelings change. You're very sad, you get good news immediately. So we've all experienced that. So life is a series of experiences which help us to learn and grow. Don't see life as a race. Okay? Step back from time to time. Distance lens perspective. Take a break, pause before you break. Wishing you all wellness always. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tinky. I think it's been so interesting. And I think what proves it is that chat, we've got a lot of comments that have been going on. So before we move to Q&A, because fortunately, I think we have about 10 minutes for that. Before we move to Q&A, I want to quickly thank, a heartfelt thank you to all the participants, all the attendees today. Thank you so much for being there. You've been really active and participating. So thank you for that. With today's session, pause before you break. I hope it's given you those few interesting, useful insights, few things that you can work for your own self-care, and the importance of taking that pause when needed, right? So while we have a few questions, few comments, we've combined them, Tinky, and we'll put it in front of you.
Sure.
Maybe I'll quickly request Madhurima, you can ask those questions, and we'll love to hear it from Tinky. Yes, and meanwhile, if
So,
you have more questions, you can put it in the chat. We'll pick them up if the time permits. We have exactly 10 minutes now. Over to you, Madhurima.
sorry to interrupt, Manmeet. Could we have the picture before we go for Q&A?
Okay.
Requesting all of them to please switch on their cameras.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let me move this 1 second. And okay, let's all come on the camera. Say cheese, like Minakshi says. Let's get that. Let's pause for a minute and smile for ourselves, smile for the camera, and smile for each other. I think it'll be nice. We'll give it maybe a few seconds. I can see that smile. Thank you, Tinky. I can see that real nice smile. A lot of others smiling as well. Thank you. We'll give it maybe 10 more seconds. Okay, I'm seeing few of you smiling. Okay, there are a lot of windows, so I don't think I can capture all those windows. So maybe Madhurima, maybe Minakshi, try to go to window 2, window 3 and click. I'll click here. And let's say cheese. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Let's say cheese. Okay, I guess I have captured. Madhurima, till then, why don't you begin asking your questions? Maybe we'll keep clicking. Over to you, Madhurima.
Yes.
So before we conclude, as Manmeet already mentioned, the participation was active participation for everyone from the audience, and there were few genuinely reflecting questions, and there is a desire to learn more from Tinky. So we have concluded some from the chat, and remaining will be addressed in the group. Tinky, shall I begin with the first
Please.
question?
Yeah, please, please.
So how do we know if it is a good stress or a bad stress?
Okay.
See, what bad stress means when you're too stressed, it's going to affect you in negative ways. You know, you're not going to be able to cope. Your thoughts become very negative. You're overwhelmed by your emotions. Productivity goes down. You're not in charge of yourself, so to speak. You know, sometimes we are so stressed out that we behave in ways that we feel, who's this? This is not me at all. What's happening to me? Whereas I may be stressed, like perhaps you can say now, when I had to do the session, there was some stress that I hope it goes well. I hope the light doesn't go off. Let me keep my hotspot ready. So that is all. I was preparing to deal with whatever eventualities so that I could give off my best, but it was not affecting me or my emotions or thought process, whatever. But when I feel all consumed and totally overwhelmed, I can't think straight, then definitely that stress is not good. And it will also manifest not only in behavior, but as I said, in the physiological signs that we see, you know. It could be sleeping difficulty, it could be aches and pains, it could be um, lethargy, disinterest, preoccupation, all of that. So anything
Okay.
which you
Thank you,
find
Tinky.
anything which you find is not your normal. There is no normal. Everybody is different. But it's something which is not the norm that you associate with yourself.
Okay. That's a good way of taking. When we feel ourselves that we are misaligned, we have to understand where things are going wrong. So another question which came up is, when should we seek help from someone, professional help?
I think when we are able to cope on our own without getting affected, you know, there's this stress. Let me do what I can about it. This is the trigger. This is the stressor. What can I do? There is a beautiful serenity prayer that I'll quote here, which says, "O Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." So when I know that this is okay, I will do what the best I can. If I can't, I'll seek help from family, friends, boss, neighbor, whatever. If even they can't help, the doctor or whoever, whatever the situation may be. And then after that, if the solution is not found, maybe there are some things, maybe a terminal illness, for example, or a bad injury or something. I've done the best I can. But if I keep fighting it, why did this happen? I'm really upset. It shouldn't have happened. I had to travel. My plans have gone astray, and I'm not able to cope. That is the time when I need to then say, okay, let me talk. First talk to Roshni. Roshni, you can say, is like the band-aid. And then if that doesn't work, we will help you put you in touch with a counselor where then you can, you know, vent more and she will help you to see. Sometimes, as I mentioned, our own thinking patterns are causing us stress.
Hmm.
So that would be, you know, that is something you would be able to recognize and perhaps modify.
Okay. And the next question is, how do you manage stress, Tinky? Some example of how you succeeded or sometimes failed in managing it.
Oh, well, I think sometimes my pet peeve is always people. Why don't people follow traffic rules? And I have always, you know, introspected, why does it affect me so much? And then I would go back and see nothing else ever affected me, but this does. And then I, you know, when as I kept retracing my steps, you know, when I was younger, what I realized is, even as a child, my favorite thing was always, statement was always, but that's not fair. Mama, but that's not fair. Relating to anything, any situation, anyone, not me, anything. But so my expectation is life should be fair, people should be fair. And when people break rules, I feel they are not being fair. So I realize that is where my stress is stemming from. And then one day, my husband said, you know, nobody is getting stressed. You're just troubling yourself. They are going to keep doing what they're doing. Then I thought, shall I change my perspective? And that's when I thought, you know, why is this fellow, you know, coming so fast and overtaking me like this? Then I said, let me see it differently. Instead of saying he doesn't know, hasn't got any sense, he doesn't know the rules, he doesn't have a license. I changed that perspective and I said, perhaps there is an emergency. I hope all is well with him. I hope his family is well. Maybe he has to pick up his child from school. Maybe he's getting late. You know, when I started thinking like that, I immediately calmed down and it completely moved from attack mode to a mode to understand, to a mode of compassion. And then I didn't feel stress at all. So now I try to keep that in mind. See, whatever everybody is doing, they are dealing with life's challenges. And life is not easy. It's okay. Doesn't matter.
Interesting perspective, Tinky. And there is one more question. What are the early warning signs that I am reaching my breaking point
As I
where I
mentioned,
can observe?
okay. So as I mentioned to you on this in this conversation earlier, we all know ourselves pretty well. I know how I behave in different situations. Okay? I also know to some extent what my stressors or triggers are. And when I'm able to deal with them and I'm not affected, fine. But if I find that even little things make me act in ways which are not me, I become irritable, I snap back at somebody, I shout at somebody, I walk away, I sulk, I bang the door. There are hundreds, umpteen ways in which I can. And that's not who I am. And I'm saying, what's happened to me? Why am I behaving like this? That's when I need to pause. That's what it is. It is not someone has asked, what do you mean by pause? I just saw that. Pause means that's when I need to pause. I need to step back and think, what's happening? Why is this happening? What is the real underlying reason for this? So sometimes there is another reason. I'm worried about a deadline. I'm not getting the time. Other people are making demands on me. Because I can't finish, reach the deadline, I'm snapping at those who are acting as an obstacle to my
Right.
reaching the deadline. So that is why
Hmm.
pause, step back, and just introspect, analyze, and then small changes every day. Change doesn't happen overnight. So one thing, just for today, I will not snap at anybody. Just for today, I will smile when I'm irritated, or just for today, I will be more compassionate. One thing at a time, one day at a time, because it takes 21 days to form a habit. And as we keep doing it, set reminders, put little post-its wherever you can, in your kitchen, on your mirror, wherever you're likely to see them more often. Set alarms on your phone if you like, whatever works for you. Little reminders every
Those
day.
are those are interesting reminders. Definitely, we have to follow them. And over to Meenakshi.
Thank you, Madhurima. Thank you so much. On behalf of Roshni's entire team, I would like to thank you, extend my heartfelt thank you to all of you, all the audience who have participated in this from all over the world. We really appreciate this. Thank you so much. We truly appreciate you taking out your valuable time on a weekend to be with us. Thank you. A special thank to Mrs. Tinky Bharadwaj for her wonderful and insightful session. Your words and guidance were truly meaningful and inspiring. We would also like to thank sincerely our favorite director, Mr. Manmeet of Roshni, for organizing this webinar and supporting us in such conversations. Thank you so much. Lastly, but not least, heartfelt appreciation to all the entire team, from the social media team to everyone, all the seniors, everyone who have put in their support for us to run this program smoothly and successfully. Thank you so much and have a great weekend and beautiful life ahead. Thanks a lot. Over to you.
Thank you, Meenakshi. Thank you, Tinky. Thank you, all of you. I think we've had a great session. I think it was so interesting and very simple point that has come to us. So I think let's try to adapt wherever we can. Pause, pause is important. So please pause and please reach out. Right? If you feel that you're not able to manage yourself, you need support. Please reach out. There's always someone who can help. There's Roshni. The numbers are out there, and similar organization like Roshni. Please reach out. You're never alone. So thank you so much. I see we still have quite a few of you. We'll wait for a few minutes. I don't think we will be able to take questions, but then we'll note down those questions. We'll try to put in the chat and answer them. But otherwise, please reach out. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tinky.
Thank you, Meenakshi, and thanks to all of you for the technical support. I would not have managed without it.
Thank you so much, Tinky.
Thank you so much, Suchitra, for pushing me, then pushing me yet again, and then finally pushing me. So you were the eustress that made me get up and get going.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tinky.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Manmeet, could you answer something there's on chat box?
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
I'm reading 1 second.
How can we contribute or do our little something for the cause?
Yeah, I think why don't you please reach out once to Roshni's number, right? There are ways you can really partner. You can of course contribute monetarily as well, but other than that, you can give your time. You can talk about the service. You can become friends of Roshni. So please reach out to our helpline numbers. We're open from morning 11 to 9, and there'll be somebody who will tell you how you can become that friend of Roshni, friend of the cause, and spread the message. Thank you so much for asking that. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you. We also really appreciate the QR code. We'll try to put in the group. I think we'll do that. I do not know your name because it says iPhone, so I think we'll put it in the group, the QR code, and you can contribute. Yes, thank you.
We would also request to kindly fill up a feedback form which we'll be putting on the group. It would really help us to improvise our initiative.
True. Absolutely. Okay, we'll keep this open for another 2 minutes. After that, we'll log off. I'm seeing that slowly you all are thanking and leaving. Thank you again to all of you.
So I'll take leave. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Tinky. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tinky.
Thank you, Tinky.
I always learn something when I do a session, so it was nice.
Thank you, Tinky.
Inspired.
Hi, Priya. We would love to have your contribution. As Mr. Manmeet said, please call us back whenever it's comfortable.
True. Yeah, Priya, just reach out to us our number, and then I guess somebody will share with you. Otherwise, we'll also try to put it in the group because there are few people who've asked for it. We'll try and put the QR code in the group. We'll do that. Thank you. Okay.
We have to save the chat also, I think, Sumanmeet. There are a lot of queries.
True. That's why we will go through after the thing now. Let's try and do that. I'm trying to see if I can somehow end it. Currently, don't admit anybody, right?
Yeah.
Because we're ending. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to end this thing. I'll connect with you guys. I'll send you another Zoom link. Okay. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. We log off.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.